Hey, I'm here today to chat with you all about counting books. We've talked about those before. I have another post on tactile and backwards counting books, but today I want to talk about more traditional counting books and the strategies that we can use as parents as we read these to our kids. So when you read a book, a counting book to any book to your children, you start at the top left, you read all the words on the page, maybe you talk about the page, and you move on to the next one. In a counting book, the book itself doesn't tell you that you have to count all the items on the page. But if we want to reinforce for our children the learning the number words in order, the idea of cardinality, that the last number you say is how many you have, and one-to-one correspondence, that one number word goes with one item, we really do need to count all the items on every single page, every single time, point and count for that one-to-one correspondence, and reiterate at the end how many we have. So there's three things we're going to do. Read, point and count to each item on the page, say the number that we have at the end, and we're going to use our counting song to reinforce those number words as we're counting all the items. Many of you probably have the book Doggies by Sandra Boynton, so I'm using that as my example, although I could only find my Spanish copy, so sorry. I'm going to use an example from page 7, from number 7 and 8. They do an interesting thing here where they combine both numbers with one set of dogs. So it can be a little bit confusing. The 7 dogs, I believe, are the ones with the colorful squares, and then the 8th dog is kind of tacked on here at the end. So when we're reading this, remember we're going to use the number song, we're going to touch and count, and we're going to reiterate how many we have at the end. So 7 dogs, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 7 dogs. And one more are 8. 8 dogs. Another thing we can do as we're reading picture books with kids, especially once they begin to say the number words themselves, is ask the question, how many? How many dogs on this page? By asking how many and then us modeling a response by counting using the counting song, we're starting to attune kids to the idea that counting answers the question, how many?